Sup guys, Catastrophe here, and literally just a little while ago I went to see possibly one of the greatest movies this year, The Jungle Book. And so, it has been a while since I did a review, so I thought, hey, I'm gonna do a review. So, warning, there will be spoilers. I will be talking about animation, about story, about characters, all that stuff. Let's jump right in. You have been warned. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is story. Now, the story is, of course, like the original cartoon movie, and it's all about, this little man cub named Mowgli who is adopted by wolves. There's the panther and the bear, and they have to take him back to the man village. And then on the flip side, there's also the tiger, Shere Khan, who, I gotta say, what a great villain. He has the presence, if you know anything from the original cartoon, you know that he's a bad guy, and you, of course, don't want to mess with him. And, the whole plotline is basically sort of swapped in a way. I mean, of course, it goes, for the most part, it goes the same sort of plot as the original cartoon. And at the same time, it took a lot of elements from the original book. Now, there's this whole truce thing that goes on, and when the river goes dry and there's just a little bit of water left, all the animals are like, we're not going to kill each other until the rain comes back. And then all that gets disturbed with Shere Khan wanting to kill Mowgli, and of course that means they have to take him to the man village. As we progress in the story, there's friendships and all this, there's trials while doing all of this stuff, and it is done fantastically. Now, the storyline itself lends itself a lot to either the cartoon or to the novel, but I gotta say, the way that the ending happened was really well done. It was a little bit more of a suspenseful ending than the original cartoon, and it had a different ending, which is an ending I would have preferred from the original cartoon. Not to say that I didn't like the cartoon. I loved the cartoon. But, it was a really good story, and it kept you enticed. It kept you focused on it. You would think that you're going to something that's kind of a knockoff of the original that you see, but it's kind of like Maleficent. It's not just the regular old story of Sleeping Beauty. It's redone in a new way. Of course, Jungle Book is a little more it goes in the same sort of parallel as the cartoon, but they make a few tweaks in things that make it a lot more unique, rather than just keeping it two lines going the same way. And characters, definitely awesome. All the voice acting was done really well. There was Scarlett Johansson as Kaa the Snake, Christopher Walken as King Louie, Ben Kingsley as Bagheera, and Bill Murray as Baloo. With King Louie, though, oh my goodness. First of all, big, and he was strong. I actually didn't recognize him as Christopher Walken. I'm sorry. But when I saw his face and his dialogue and how he was totally into it, he did a fantastic performance. With Scarlett Johansson as Kaa, she did such a great job. Honestly, she had that perfect kind of voice, just the soft kind of way. It kind of reminds you of the original character, but you gotta recognize that Kaa was originally a guy. Also, Lupita Nyong'o, I am sorry, I cannot pronounce that name. I am so sorry. She played Raksha, which is the mother wolf in this, and she does a really good job with voice acting as well. And I gotta say, there was this one scene, I'm not gonna talk about it, but oh my gosh, it got me crying in the theater. I'm not lying. And then, the characters were really great. And I almost forgot to talk about the main character, Mowgli. You have to understand that he has to be so unbelievably emotional during these scenes. Because most of the time, if you're imagining something right here, it's really hard to do, and it's really hard to think of something right in front of you and then talk at the same time. He not only can, get movement, imagine there's a line right here, you have to try to think like that, and then you have to think of how does like you have to kind of put in your mind how the texture is of stuff and how it looks and how you're supposed to interact with it. This kid is phenomenal at doing so. He was awesome in that, and I personally loved it because like this kid, he's gonna go far. I just know it. Let's see what else. Animation. Of course, most of the characters are CG, and not all the characters are CG. It kind of looked like they might have used a real animal, but I doubt that they did. Into emotion in the film, oh my gosh, it had you like, there were points right on the edge of your seat where it had you just like going through such a nostalgia trip, or if it had you just like holding on to your seat. I was like so energized while watching the end of it, and I think that's why I'm energized right now. And there was a little bit of music in there. I didn't expect it to be a musical, and it wasn't for the most part. But, you know, like they had the Bare Necessities in there, which, I gotta be honest, is one of my favorite Disney songs. It's not like one of my top 10. I wouldn't say it's one of my top 10, but I really love it. And, first of all, it's just, you know, and then it goes into the actual singing with Baloo and Mowgli in the river, and it gives you such like this really good feeling because you remember that scene. And then there was I Wanna Be Like You, which I love that song, let's be honest here. I feel like that point was a little bit forced. Like, if you just did the lyrics, like if you just said the lyrics rather than tried to sing, because the singing at that point seemed a little bit forced and not exactly perfect, let's say. Like, I'm not trying to be mean about it, I'm just saying that's my personal opinion. It just felt a little bit too trying to be nostalgic, but the point is I was going through such a nostalgia trip. I gotta say, they also had this really cool thing about, I'm not gonna say breaking the fourth wall, but like there were these points like when there was like a lot like water, or our character was jumping into the water or running or something like that and kicking up dust or something, like how it would splat up on the screen, like on the glass or whatever, and it had that feeling like this feels like they're kind of trying to break the fourth wall, but that just might be the 3D going on. So I feel like they gave it a bit more realism to the movie. Like, it made it feel like there was a more realistic tone to the background. So that was awesome. So, yeah. Overall, I say that The Jungle Book was fantastic. Great actors, great story, great animation. Well, fantastic animation. And yeah, the characters, the plot, everything was great. Singing was a little bit off, but I'm not gonna judge. I would surely say that I would definitely buy The Jungle Book on Blu-ray, and then I would watch both back to back to compare the two. So, I'm not gonna say that this Jungle Book was better than the original Jungle Book, because I really love the original. And if you had the vultures, they didn't have the vultures. Dang it. If you had the vultures in it, I might have made it a little bit more cartoony, but nostalgia. But yeah, I would say that The Jungle Book is definitely worth buying on Blu-ray, and it is fun for people of all ages. Although when we went into the theater, we were expecting 3 kids to get scared and walk out. Out of 10, I would say The Jungle Book is definitely at least 10 out of 10. So that is that. I personally think that it was great. That is all I've got for this video. So let me know if you saw The Jungle Book, if you liked it, if you thought that this did not do justice to the movie, or if it did, let me know. Also, comment below whether you liked the original Jungle Book or the new Jungle Book better. Other than that, you can check out my DeviantArt page. Link is in the description below. And also, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz, and I will see you next time. Till then, peace out. Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. Bye.